We're going to look at customizing toolbars and talk a little bit more about the toolbars themselves, which are located towards the top of the page up here. The reason why we're going to do this is because when you go to, let's say, secure a PDF file, you want to be able to have the action or the button out there on the toolbar if you tend to use this sort of thing a lot. So we can customize these to show things that you use a lot more. Toolbars themselves can be moved around. We can also close them or add different toolbars. So looking at the top of the screen, I can see that I've got a single task-based toolbar up here. On the left side, I'll be able to see a little gripper. It's a double line on the left. I can actually take these, click and drag, and it allows me to drag these off and place them out in the workspace. So by dragging them out here, you can see that I'm customizing the toolbars at the top of the page up there. And I can close this one if I don't feel that I need to utilize these tools. The task toolbar is something you're going to use a lot, so I'm not going to want to do this. I want to keep this up there. So if you ever drag a toolbar off of the toolbar area, I can always drag it back up there. A lot of times you can take it by the gripper on the left-hand side here, drag it up, come up towards the top. You'll see that a gray bar is going to appear. I can put it just about anywhere I want. If I let go somewhere, it's going to place it up there, and it's possibly a different order than we had initially. Now the toolbars, there's a lot of them in here, are located in different areas here, and I want to show you where these are located. By clicking on the View menu up top, I'll be able to see the toolbars. If you look out here, you're going to see there's a lot. So when there's a check mark, the toolbar is already out there. If we want to, let's say we're going to do something different. Suppose that you want to edit the PDF. You want to do something like edit some text out there. That's called the Advanced Editing toolbar, for instance. To open one of these toolbars, I will select Advanced Editing. It opens the toolbar. Toolbar is free floating out in the workspace out here, which means dragging it by the title tag up here, I can drag it anywhere I want, or by dragging it by the left-hand side, the little gripper. I can also take this and dock it up top in the toolbars. So if I drag it up top here, depending on where you want to put it, if I want to put it in between two different toolbars, I'll see a highlight area appear between the toolbars. When my cursor reaches it, I can let go, and that places it up there. And you'll see that where I place it is kind of dependent on where I drop it. So once I put it up there, I tend to do this. As you work in Acrobat a lot, you're going to realize that there's certain toolbars you don't want, certain toolbars you need, and you want to put them where you want them to gain easier access. By clicking and dragging on the gripper bar on the left edge of any toolbar, I can drag it where I want to and sort of reorganize or rearrange my tools. If your screen is, let's say, too small, it won't fit them all in one line. You can see what it did here. It actually dropped it down to the second line. Toolbars can be changed and edited in different ways as well. If you like shortcuts out here, what you can do is on Windows, if you right-click, and on Mac, if you control-click on the toolbar area up here, you'll be able to see the same thing we just saw under the View menu. It's a nice little context menu, which allows you to open as well as close toolbars that are already out here. Just to give you a little heads up here, one of the toolbars I always have open is called Advanced Editing, if you have this available, as well as Typewriter. Typewriter tool is really, really important when I go to actually add text to a file. So for instance, if you have a form and it's not fillable, you can't actually click and start typing, you can use the Typewriter tool to add the text you need. So if I click on Typewriter, it allows me to open the Typewriter toolbar. I can then take the Typewriter toolbar, drag it up top by the title bar or the gripper, put it where I want it, and if it won't fit, it'll put it out here for me and kind of stick it on the side. The toolbars can also be edited, meaning you can change how they look, the appearance, by coming to a toolbar and right-clicking on Windows or control-clicking on Mac on one of the toolbars, and you can see it says all the different tools you've got available right here. So if there's a check mark, that means the tool's already out there. Suppose there are tools you know you're not going to use. You can close some of these so you don't have to even look at them. For instance, looking here at the Advanced Editing toolbar, I can see that I've got my article tool. Let's suppose I'm never going to create an article. By clicking Article tool, it will remove that from the toolbar and give me more space to be able to see the other toolbars. Now looking on the right, you're going to see that the Tasks toolbar, the one that had all the buttons where you first originally saw, the words are gone. And you can see Create here, simply because when it can't fit it, it tries its best to kind of close some of these, like the words. If I right-click on, let's say, the Create out here and take a look, you'll be able to see once again that I can change these. When you work with toolbars, a lot of things we can do here. If you look where it says Show All Tools, that's a way for you, by right-clicking or control-clicking on Mac, to see every toolbar available. I usually don't suggest this, but it'll put them all out there. And after you've worked with your toolbars for a little while, sometimes these can be kind of harried up here, a little bit of a mess, so you can clean them up pretty easily. By right-clicking or control-clicking, see the context menu, you can reset your toolbars. Choosing Reset Toolbar will basically reset them back where they were. You can see the toolbar right there. It still has everything out there. If I were to do it over here to this one, the Advanced Editing toolbar, I'd close the Article tool by right-clicking or control-clicking on Mac, I can reset the toolbar. It'll reset it to its default appearance. You can see the article tool came back out there. A lot of things in Acrobat you're going to find, you can either go to a menu item, like we saw up under the menus under View, Toolbars. We have a lot of menu items we can use, and you'll see the same commands under here, as well as right-clicking somewhere to get a context menu or control-clicking on the Mac platform. One of the things that we could do as well that we can't do out in the toolbars, in the menus here up in the View menu, is the ability to see what's called Hide Toolbars. Now, Hide Toolbars is a nice quick shortcut, allow you to just simply hide them when you're trying to see more of your document. We can also lock the toolbars. Lock toolbars, you can't move them, you can't edit them, as well as button labels. This is a really important one. Button labels, when you see toolbars out here, you have the ability to go in and change if there are words on the buttons. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to reset the toolbars. So coming to Reset Toolbars here, I'll choose that. What that does is it actually resets them back exactly where they were when you first opened Acrobat. Now you'll notice in the Tasks toolbar up here, you'll see the words: Create, Combine, Collaborate, Secure, Sign, etc. If you want to save screen real estate here and not have to see those words once you get used to these, you can hide those. They're the actual terms. By coming under View, I come under here to Toolbars. I can see it says Button Labels. The button labels right now are set on default. I can show all labels for every single tool, which will give me a brief description of what that tool does. Or I can say No Labels by choosing No Labels. Choose No Labels, and you can see it actually hides the labels. This is great for saving or conserving screen real estate to be able to see more of the tools that you want to access. So with toolbars, there's a lot of creative energy here that we can use to get these exactly the way you need them. And the reason why I would do that is because you may want to work a little bit faster and have the tools available so that you don't have to go searching for them. Now that you've seen how the toolbars work, by using them a little bit more effectively, you can set yourself up for the ability to work faster in here. And the wheel's a little bit smarter, so you can show the tools you need to show. And if you don't know what you need to show right now, you can leave them at their default states. Later on, as you get a little bit more comfortable, come in here, you can start to change these up a little bit, and I'm sure you will, to help you work a little bit faster, a little bit smarter later on down the road.